Good morning. The sun is just coming up here where I am, and it is a beautiful morning indeed. Looks like we got some rain last night, which is always nice for farming communities. The purpose of this video that I'll make today is to talk about dealing with situations, people, and things that trigger you. Because in life, there will never be a shortage of contrast, i.e., the perfect situations that you can imagine, or times when you're just really enjoying yourself and the situations or the people that are around you, and then something can come along and trigger emotions in you that you would rather not feel, emotions that just come up, and those are triggers. Another way to say that is contrast to the situation in which you're experiencing that you enjoy. So, first, we can talk about friends. Friends, another version of the word is to be friendly. So if you have friends or acquaintances, people that you interact with on a regular basis that evoke emotions in you that are unpleasant, that make you feel less than your full potential, which is infinite, and less than your real self, which is beautiful, then these are probably not people that you need to continue associating yourself with. Nothing dictates who you have to hang out with and who you should hang out with, so you should try to associate yourself with the ones who inspire you and make you feel alive, the ones who make you the happiest and make you feel like your best self. If you are associating yourself with other people. Next will be family. Nothing in the entire universe says that the people in which gene pool you are born into, collective gene pool, i.e. your family, nothing says that you are required to associate and continue to associate with those people if they don't also bring out the best feelings in you, if they're not also inspiring you to be the best version of yourself, if they're doing things that elicit emotions inside of you that are unconducive to happiness and positivity, then you don't have to continue to subject yourself to that type of treatment. You don't have to be around people that don't bring out the best in you and that don't entertain the best within themselves. This extends to friendship, family, and coworkers. So, coworkers, if you are going to a place of work every day, and there are people there who bring you down or make you feel less than, it is committing spiritual suicide to continue to do that. You're committing life suicide. You're just degrading your soul. You're limiting your full and best expression of yourself, which is why you came into this world in the first place, was to express yourself in the most positive and vibrant and expansive manner possible. So, if you find yourself in a situation where you are being triggered, i.e. things are going along at a nice pace and then something happens, maybe someone says something or does something or you do something or anything of that nature, if something happens like that, there are many ways to deal with it. There are unhealthy ways, there are healthy ways. And the most positive, healthy way I can tell you, well, I don't know if you guys can see this little kitty back here, but his name is Squeak, and he is a sweetheart. If you find yourself in those types of situations, then you can deal with it in a positive way, which is a healthy way, or you can deal with it in an unhealthy way, which is unadvised. Unhealthy would be outburst, allowing those emotions which generate inside of you to boil over the top, kind of like a boiling pot of water. The best way to boil water is to bring it to a boil, but don't let it get out of control, right? So emotions work in a very similar way. If emotions begin to boil up inside of you, then best way to deal with emotions is to allow them to simmer down, allow them to go back down to that base state where water will naturally exist, which is just calm and smooth on the surface, which is like your soul, calm and smooth on the surface, in the middle, throughout the entire thing, calm and smooth and comprised of beautiful life-giving essence. If you want to deal with it in a positive way, I encourage meditation. I encourage introspection. I encourage allowing yourself to just be. You can take a seat. You can lie flat on the floor. You can find a quiet place outside and take off your shoes and put your feet on the ground and allow Mother Nature to begin pulling that energy that is boiling that water to subside, bring it down to a simmer, and then back down to a calm base state. That is my recommendation on dealing with things that trigger you, is to allow yourself the space, which is a really strong expression of self-love, because like I've already talked about, you are like that smooth surface of the water, that calm body of water. That is your real essence. That is who you really are. That's your real nature. And if you allow yourself to be that way, that's the most strong expression. That's the strongest expression of love in the whole universe. It's the love that you're giving to yourself, which will then generate and reverberate and vibrate outwards and be a positive example as well as a calming presence for all of those around you. So again, I encourage meditation. It's the strongest form of self-love, is to experience that situation that triggers you. I don't encourage you to go looking for your triggers. Triggers are situations that usually are kind of unpredictable, like they should be anyways. You shouldn't be putting yourself into situations that anger you. That's unconducive to health. However, putting yourself in situations that are outside of your comfort zone is extremely healthy. Expanding your comfort zone is the nature of consciousness. Consciousness expands just as our universe is ever expanding. So I strongly encourage you guys to expand your comfort zone, but don't go looking for trouble. And when you do get into a situation, when you find yourself in a situation where you're experiencing that trigger, if you can't step away right away, step away at the soul level. Remove yourself from that situation, being that it's not a reflection of who you are. It's not a reflection of your personal worth. It's not a reflection of yourself. Whatever is going on that's triggering you is a reflection of whatever is triggering you, a person, a situation, a place. It's an expression of that. It's not an expression of who you really are. Who you really are is endless love, and you can dance with that endless love all the time, which is the nature of meditation, and it's the nature of life. If you see plants and animals and all things except for terrestrial mankind on this planet, you'll see a dance that is continuing and ever expanding and never stopping with divine love. So we have the opportunity to be that example of terrestrial mankind, emulating nature, emulating beauty, emulating love, divine essence, and a really good way to begin that journey and to get there, to experience what I'm talking about for yourself, is meditation, which is just taking yourself out of a situation at the soul level, at the mental level, and bringing yourself back down to calm. You can do that by lying flat on the ground, sitting still with your back up, and just focusing on your breath. Your mind is going to wander. Your mind's going to want to talk about whatever it is that triggered you, but know that entertaining those thoughts isn't doing you any good, and it's allowing a distance to build. And I know this video is getting a little long, so I'll wrap it up by just saying this. When I talk about distance to build, it's like you're sitting still and then something happens. An example would be a person does something or says something to upset you, and then the process starts right here. You're calm, your situation is just as it is, you're being, and then the inertia shifts, the kind of tipping off point, the set point, commences those emotions to rise within you. So the emotions rise, and as they're rising from that very moment where it's like, I've just been triggered, and then the emotions begin to build, from that very moment is when distance begins to expand between your base state of calm love and where you're going with this tangent, with this emotional tangent. And it can extend as far as time itself. It can expand as far as time itself. And you could have grudges and unresolved business, and you could pull back, and you could throw a punch, and all of that is coming from where you originally started at your base state of calm love. And I encourage you, as well as the divine universe encourages you, to recognize when that begins and minimize the distance, because it's easier to build a bridge across a very small distance, and you could even step across this very small distance, than it is to span from here to Jupiter, from here to the moon, across the distance of a Golden Gate Bridge. So, yeah. Triggers, situations, they're not reflections of you. You are calm base state. You are love. You are infinite wisdom. You're connected to it. And we are all doing the best with what we have, where we are. So just shine that light that you have inside, and give love to all of those people out there that need it, and we all need it. Namaste.